Welcome, my Phoenix family! Congratulations! You might be watching this video because you either got asked out on a date or because you're interested in taking somebody with a disability out on a date. This is a great place to be to understand yourself and how to help your partner just a little bit better. Sometimes communicating your own needs with a disability can be really difficult, and it can feel really awkward because you're not so sure what to tell them and what not to. But when planning your next date and actually wanting it to go well and have a good experience, communication of your needs is key. It is so important. And a good dating partner will want you to be as comfortable as possible while getting to know you. Also, what makes for a great dating partner is the fact that they're willing to accommodate for your needs. So you might be wondering, how should I communicate my needs? And I'm going to actually give you a little bit of an example of something that has come from my own life when it comes to trying to communicate my needs when I'm going on a date. So I'm probably going to bring up at some point with my date that I am a wheelchair user. Now, if they already know this, it's not as important to bring it up if they already know, which most of the time when I go out with someone, they do already know that I'm in a wheelchair. I have had some really crazy experiences with trying to do the whole online dating experience, and as soon as people find out that I'm disabled, they aren't interested anymore. So, because I use a wheelchair, I may say something to the effect of, because of my chair, I probably am going to need reservations at a table rather than a booth, and it's important to tell them that when you make the reservation. I may also communicate the fact that wherever we go to have a good date, I'm going to need to make sure that there's a ramp or that there aren't any steps where we're going so that I can get in a lot easier than having to deal with like a portable ramp that just does not work. I do, however, know that many people, even in just like my church group, don't realize that my wheelchair is foldable. So if I'm in a situation where I have to ask for a ride somewhere just due to only being able to drive part of the time, they kind of are unsure about giving me a ride because of my wheelchair. And like rightfully so, but at the same time, like it folds and they don't always realize that it folds down, and so it can actually fit in most cars, and there's not really anything special they need to do other than just fold it up and stick it in the trunk. But I think the key here is when it comes to rides or driving yourself, even and meeting up with your date, just communicate your needs the best that you can. For some people, it may actually be easier for you to drive your own vehicle and meet up with your date. And this is true of the love story of the guy from Jerry Rig Everything and his wife, Cambry. They met up at their first date, and that was because he wasn't really sure how to do the whole thing, like with her wheelchair or how to fold it or anything, and it ended up working out for them. So don't be afraid to just be like, hey, this is what I need, and if that's how you guys need to do it, even though it's a little unconventional, it's okay. Some of you have asked about the difference between having a partnership and having someone that just pities you. Having compassion for someone with a disability is actually a good thing, and it can lead them to wanting to understand one another. And compassion can actually lead to a good relationship and the desire to ask questions about someone's disability when you don't fully understand. And I like to always say that it is okay for you to ask certain questions, and especially if you're asking to understand in a way that is very respectful. In a relationship, all of us are seeking to be understood better, whether we're two disabled people in a relationship together, a disabled person and an able bodied person, or even two able bodied people in a relationship. And frankly, it shows that someone really actually cares about me when they take the time to learn about the things that I've told them I struggle with my disability. Especially if they go and look up things about CRPS, for example, or they go and look up things trying to learn more about amputees and they ask me questions. So, pity, on the other hand, might look like they're trying to do everything for you instead of help you with what you actually genuinely need. And it can be a little bit of a balancing act at first because you have to learn how to ask for what you need, but they also have to learn to not immediately step in when you do need that independence to do things on your own. Any kind of behavior that feels extremely controlling or that is putting you down and making you feel like less of a person, that is not something you want in a relationship at all. And if that is happening to you right now, you definitely deserve better. So there you have it. Planning good, accessible dates is all about just listening to the needs of one another. If this video helped you and you would like to see the next one, all about myths versus reality when it comes to disabled dating, click over here, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching!